Hi guys, this screencast is to explain to you guys how to upload the stickers database. I've got the Excel file here, and first thing you're gonna do is just follow my Word document. Yeah. So first of all, we have to adjust the correct categories. Yeah. So we've got these new categories: paper stock. This is vinyl, special, etc. So just follow this order and replace everything you see on the side at the moment. So that's just basically to update this menu here. Yeah. So we've ditched a few items, we combined a few. So anyway, just follow this Word document first. That should be your first task. Also remove digitally printed small orders as low as 1. Just ditch that. We don't need that. And after you've done it, then we'll move on to this section here, which is your custom quote page, which demonstrates the differences in between the business cards and stickers. Yeah. So product stickers is same like business cards. Yeah. So when you select product stickers, then the subsequent following subcategories in the selection change. So your first one is your type, which is like category. That stays the same as you are on the business card. Let me just go here. So yep, those two remain the same. So the type will be the subcategories. Now the subcategories are as per this new document now that I've given you up here, and they are also in the Excel, which I'll get to in 1 minute. So the Excel file is in the same format as we've provided you with the business cards. Yeah. So in categories, this is categories just for internal use. So these aren't the categories that I'm talking about. The categories that I'm talking about are in here. Yeah. Just like for the business card database upload that we've given you. Yeah. Yeah. So this is the name code. This is the part of the makeup code of the material code structure. Okay, which I'll explain in 1 minute. These are the names of the paper. Okay, so this is essentially the product as far as the database is concerned. This is the category, which is here. Standard menu categories. Now the shape and quantity group and printing. Actually, just the shape and a quantity group. I'll explain in a minute. So shape is this section here. So shape. You have, for example, rectangle, and then you have the size of the rectangle. So for example, with a rectangle you have 3 sizes, 50 by 20, or different sizes, so 50 by 25, 50 by 75, etc. Yeah, so that's this section here. So when you select shape, the shape will show up in here. The shape attributes will show up in here. So circle, oval, rounded corners, rectangle, etc. And then the size is as per this document here. So these will be the options when you select the size. This is all in a drop down, by the way. Yeah. So 50 by 25 is a drop down. 50 by 75 is a drop down in the size in here. Yeah. And then, the quantity and all this stays the same. I'll just touch on this document quickly, briefly, and then I'll go back to the Excel. You basically then have the special finishes. Now, the special finishes are going to be really simple. We're only going to have 2 special finishes as opposed to business cards. One will be foil stamping and then embossing. The printing, as you can see, we've tied it up in the same way how we've got the business cards. Yeah. So essentially, you have 3 finishes, but under the special finishes you'll only show foil stamping and embossing, and the printing will be a part of the material up there. Yeah. Now the special finishing, the foil stamping, you got to add the foil size in here. Colors will be different as well. I'll give you the colors in a minute of the foil. They'll be different than business card foils. And then embossing, actually I forgot to mention, remove this debossing. I'll make a note on this document before I give it to you. So there should be just embossing, and then embossing size will will stay the same, and we're just going to remove the deboss option. Yeah, so I'll just remove that. So that's very simple, only those two options. Yeah. Now I'll go back to the Excel file and I'll run you down from the top to bottom again. Yeah. So again, paper code is the part of the makeup code. So art paper removable has the code PAR. Art paper standard adhesive has PAC. Strong adhesive has PA, etc. This is the part of the makeup of the material code that identifies the actual paper. Okay, so this is the paper. This you can ignore. Don't have to worry about that. That's just for internal use. Okay, so then this here will tell you to which category the paper goes into, which is I've explained. Yeah. Now the shape we have the IDs for the shape, as I explained, is rectangle, square, circle, rounded corners, oval, custom, etc. Okay, so with these, when you select, so after you selected obviously the stock, you will select the printing option, but I'm talking about the shape here. So the shape is you select whatever the shape you selected. So you select circle. If you selected circle, then your next drop down for the size will show you those options, which is 25 by 25, 50 by 50, 75 by 75, 100 by 100, and custom. Now wherever you see custom, there's the same process as the custom for the business cards. Yeah, so if I select custom size, you basically have this drop down, this type in fields where I enter my width and enter my height in a separate boxes. So whenever you see custom, that's what it is. Same like the business cards. Now also note that in this document you also have a shape that can be custom or a size that can be custom. Yeah, so when you select shape circle, then size, say if I can't find my size exactly, which is 25 by 25 or 50 by 50, say I might want 35 by 35 and it's not in there, I will select size custom and then I will enter the custom size in a box below, just like this. Okay, so same logic like for the business cards, but I also have a shape that is custom. Okay, so if I enter a custom shape in here, if I select, I should say, a custom shape in here, then I just basically enter the width and height into instead of showing me the size option. I think that's clear, guys. If you need any more information, just let me know. Now this run size here, I will explain to you in a minute what this is, and this is used only to calculate pricing. Okay, but I will cover this in a minute. But just while we're here, run size is basically very easy to calculate. Just add the width and the height. Yes, so add 50 and 25, and that's your run size is 75. Add 50 and 75, your run size is 125, but I'll cover this column in a second. Okay, now that obviously we've got the printing option here, which are full color printing, white ink, full color plus white ink printing, full color plus gold color printing, full color plus silver color printing. So this is basically fairly standard, same like the business card. For the products that have that printing options available, it will show you which printing options are available in here. Okay, so 0 is no printing. So I mean, I might be able to select in here under the printing, no printing, and only foil stamping. So that's why we've got this value 0 for no printing. Okay. So I think the printing is fairly self-explanatory as well. It's the same logic like the business card. Then obviously we have embossing and foil. It's a very simple formula. 1, you will show embossing. 0, you will not show the embossing option. 1 for foil, you will show the option. With a 0, you will simply not show the option. So exactly the same logic as the business cards. We kept this as simple as possible for you guys to work with and upload this database. Okay, so any questions, just to let me know. Obviously we have the quantity group. We only have two quantity groups, 1 and 2. The quantity group is 1 is basically these are the numbers, and then 2, these are the numbers. The only difference, as you can see, this is like a low, number 2 is like a lower volume, so you can do as low as 1, 5, 10, 15, and then quantity group 1 is 100, 200, but that's basically just a number that will show into the quantity box. Yeah. Now the other thing I need to note is there's no kinds in stickers. Stickers are different than business cards. Stickers you wouldn't order kinds, just you select the quantity. Yeah, so just completely ditch the kinds in there. It's just quantity that you're selecting. So I think that's fairly simple. That probably shouldn't take you long to upload that. So this foil tab here is basically the foil colors. Yeah, so those are the colors when you select foil stamping. When you select this, the foil colors for stickers will be different from the business cards, and although I don't have these images for you, these are the names of the foil that you guys can input, and then we'll just give you the images a bit later. That's this foil tab on the Excel. Okay, now the price list is the next set of complicated sort of updates, so I'll need your attention here to understand what this is. So it's not that complicated. It's basically will give you the prices in here. So how this will work is this Excel, the material code is the material code as you understand it. Yes, so M underscore stands for material. PAC again is this name code of the paper. Okay. Now the shape will actually be differently priced. Yeah, so obviously, as you know, we've got square, we've got circle, we've got rectangle, etc. Yeah, so that's the shape for the pricing. Yeah, so if you guys need us to prepare this into different format, we can. If you need us to use numbers instead of square and circle, we can. But just bear with me so you can understand this price list Excel sheet. Yeah. So that's the shape. So this is the material again, the paper name, and this is the shape. Okay. Now run size again is when I click back in here is whatever numbers I enter for width and height, regardless if I select this rectangle that's 50 by 25, or if I select custom and I enter any number, you add those two numbers up and you'll end up with the run size. Okay, so say from the front end I select shape, rectangle. I select the size for the rectangle 50 by 25. The system already will know that my run size is 50 plus 25, which is 75. Yeah, so same like here, 50 plus 75 is 125. 50 plus 100, the run size is 150. Yeah, so that is my run size value here. Okay, so a combination of a shape and a run size essentially will give me a price. Okay. Now I've got also the printing, embossing, and foil stamping. Yeah. So printing 1, embossing 0, foil stamping 0 in this line mean that the price here includes the printing, but it does not include the embossing, and it does not include the foil stamping. Okay, see the quantity of 100 says NA, which means we don't have the price. So as you guys know, in the scope, if there's no price, you will not show a price. You will just say submit a quote request. Okay, so if they select a quantity of 1,000, so let me just cover this again. I'm going to select the MPAC. So the PAC material code for PAC is art paper, standard adhesive. If I select that paper, then I'll select the shape to be square, So I select shape to be square. Then I select my run size is 20, which essentially I could select 10 by 10, or I can just select square shape, custom size. My width will be 10. My height will be 10. Like I said, you guys add those two numbers up and that ends up to be a run size of 20. Okay? And I select printing. Okay? Printing option. Now that printing option is full color printing, okay, because I've got number 1 in there. Yeah, so it's only the full color printing, so I don't have prices for these, I don't think, in my price list. Yeah, so printing is just 1, which means it's just full color printing. Yeah, so that's right, I don't have any options here except full color printing. And I don't select embossing and I don't select foil stamping, and I select a quantity that has a price of 1,000. You'll show me the price of $78. Okay, so I'm gonna confirm this with you guys, but I'm pretty sure so the price $78 will show up here. Yeah, so because there's obviously we haven't selected any foil stamping, so the price will show up down here for the paper and printing in that size. Okay. If we select 2,000, that's the price. 3,000, that's the price. So as you can see, I've got most of the prices in the system from quantities from 1,000 to 20,000 in these brackets, but only for printing. Yeah. So far I don't have any printing with white ink. I only have the printing option, which is just full color printing, and I only have the prices for when you don't include embossing or foil stamping, because those are zeros. These prices don't include that. Yeah. So if I select printing, it shows me the price, and if I select embossing here, this will say submit quote request, because I won't have a price for that for right now. Later on I will provide you prices for everything, but I just need this first batch of pricing uploaded. Okay. Now the question you guys are probably asking is, what if the run size is 21 or 22? Okay, if it's not exactly, obviously when I select a custom size, my run size could be not exactly adding up. Yeah, so in that case, if my run size is 21, you'll round that up to the next available number. So as you can see, we go in the numbers of 10. So if my run size is 21 or 25 or 26 or whatever, just assume the next size up, which is 30. Okay. Now, I don't think that's overly complicated. I think that's fairly easy to understand. If you guys need this in a different format, we can provide it to you. Just let me know what that is. Now, this process code you can ignore for now. This is something that we're going to do a bit later, but I'll just explain to you how this works. So P is the code for process underscore. Now 001 simply means 0 for printing, 0 for embossing, and foil stamping. So that will be the code for foil stamping, and then A will be a color. But you can ignore this tab for now. Okay, you don't need this to upload this price list for me in a stage 1. Okay, so any questions, do let me know. I'll just run over this once again so it's crystal clear. So this is the code. M is material, PAC is my paper code. Then, like I said, I need a shape and a run size. Yeah, so shape can be any of my selection. Run size is width plus height, regardless if you're using one of my preset shapes and sizes, which is 50 by 25 or 100 by 100. Obviously we know the width and the height is that, so you add up those two numbers and that's your run size. Or if I select my custom option and I put in 75 and I'll put 10 in here, my run size is 85. Okay, so to find the price for run size in a square custom shape of 85. You're gonna match my shape in here, and you're gonna look at my next available number for the run size, which is 90, because you always round it up. Then you select the quantity, say of 1000, and that is my price right there. Okay, so do let me know if you have any questions about this price list. One thing I forgot to just explain to you is when we go into stickers, there's these special options. So for example, with things like embossed stickers or hot foil stickers. So say if I go hot stamp foil stickers and I go into the custom quote, the papers that I will show in here will be the papers that are applicable for foil stamping. So the papers that have number 1 in this column will be showing into my paper selections when I approach this custom quote page from the foil stamp stickers page. So this is same like the business cards. So say I go into the foil business cards. So I'm looking at the foil cards in here. This is nice, but let me get a custom quote on one of my foil options. When I select that, the paper stocks that show up in here are all the ones that are applicable with foil stamping. Okay, so say matte deluxe, foil stamping will be available. I'll select textured matte, I know foil stamping will be available. So same logic I'd like for you guys to implement for both the embossing and hot foil stamp stickers. Okay, so same thing. If I go emboss stickers, custom quote, the paper stock that shows up in this selection will be the ones that have number 1 in this embossing column in the Excel. Alright guys, I'll leave you to review this again and then ask me if you've got any questions. Thank you.